Hey, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video. Before we get started, I just want to kind of say thank you to all the love that you guys have been giving on the Speaking Out Vault tracks, especially I Can See You. It was a really fun video to make, and it seems like there's been a lot of interactions on the video, so I just want to say thank you for that. But something that I did mention in that video was that if I missed a lot of Easter eggs, that I would go back and watch an Easter egg video. So you guys gave me a lot of context, and I clearly know that I missed a lot of Easter eggs, so I have been reading your comments, so I have learned about some since then. But I found this video by Shine On Media, so completely shout out to this person. I'll link their video below. Quite literally, we're going to be watching their video just so we can kind of see some of the Easter eggs that I missed. I'm sure you guys know about them, but maybe there's some that you missed too, so let's just get into that today.
Music video, so let's get into it because it is of course full of many Easter eggs and references. Now the music video stars, like I said, Joey King and Presley Cash, who both starred in Taylor's music video for Mean off of Speak Now way back in the day. And it stars Taylor Lautner, who, well, you probably know who he is from Twilight, but...
Okay, so that's actually something that someone mentioned in the comments. I didn't realize that that was Joey King, or the girl from the music video. I did watch the music video, but I guess maybe, like, she was in it, but, like, I thought she had a more main part, because I think she was just at the very end of it. Now that I'm looking back, she was, like, in the audience, so I don't think I ever would have caught on to that one, to be honest, but she was kind of more of a star of the video to me, and I did not recognize her, so I definitely missed these people straight off the back. But you guys did mention, at least I saw in my comment section, about Joey King. I feel like I could have known that one just because she is a pretty big star these days, but I didn't notice it at first.
Now, way back in the day, one of the only people who starred with Taylor Swift in Valentine's Day. They briefly dated, and he's probably one of the only people to get an apology song from Taylor Swift.
It's true. That's the only one I've heard so far.
And people seem to think that this song, I Can See You, was written about Taylor Lautner as well back in the day, mainly because of the lyric that goes, quote, "And we kept everything professional, but something's changed."
Okay, that actually makes sense, just because I was saying that it did sound like it was someone in her industry. I kind of said the music industry, and I was thinking more of, I said in the video, it was The Story of Us, which I got a couple of you guys I remember from my comment section also agreed that they kind of thought this was a John Mayer song, but this person also thinks it could be a Taylor Lautner song, and I could also see their perspective on that.
Now, the whole premise of the video is a heist to rescue Speak Now Taylor from the vault. And you know that Taylor calls all her re-recorded bonus tracks from the vault tracks. Now, once again, Taylor wrote and directed this music video, and she said on Instagram that she wrote this video treatment over a year ago. She said, quote, "I really wanted to play out symbolically how it's felt for me to have the fans helping me reclaim my music." So yeah, Taylor, Presley, and Joey represent us, the fans, in this video. But now I'm finally getting to the real Easter eggs. Let's start at the beginning of the music video.
That's interesting that they are supposed to be the fans, because I even said when they were fighting the bad guys that it kind of felt like who would be the villain? It would be the music, like the person that has her music or like her record labels, like that would be the villains to me, so that also makes sense.
Video and dive into the visuals. Now, the music video was filmed in Liverpool at locations which were also recently used in Robert Pattinson's The Batman movie. Now, we see that the date on screen is
July... It's a random Batman reference.
July 9th at 1:38 a.m. Now, July 9th is a reference to the lyrics in Last Kiss, but instead of using the time 1:58, it says 1:38. Now, my guess is that's maybe just because the heist takes, 20 minutes to rescue Taylor.
Good guess. I want to also shout out one of my comments. I'm posting this on Patreon first, a little bit earlier than YouTube, but it will eventually make its way on YouTube, so I want to shout out Bruce, who I told him that I added that when I watched or listened to Last Kiss. I put it in my notes because he said that's gonna be a reference later on down the line. I completely forgot about it, and he commented and told me, like, you didn't reference it, because I did put it in my notes app, but circling back, you did give me that reference way earlier. So sorry for not remembering that, but I do wanted to shout you out for that.
As Joey steps out of the van, we get a close-up of just Taylor's mouth, which some people think looks a little bit like the 1989 album cover or the Style music video. But then again, there are close-ups of Taylor's just mouth and red lips in the Look What You Made Me Do video when she's talking on the phone.
Yeah, so, never would have gotten those references. One, because I haven't seen the Style video, but...
Is it a reference to one or the other, or maybe both? We see Presley as the woman in the chair, the brains of the operation. She has 3 stars on her cheek, representing that they're rescuing Taylor's third album, Speak Now. Also, Presley was dressed as a star in the Mean music video.
Wow, these go deep. I did not think that I kind of thought that was her tattoo on her face.
Presley's also rocking bleached blonde hair, dark makeup, and chunky rings that give heavy Reputation vibes. Now, on the surveillance cameras in the van, there's a row at the top that all have the same...
This type of video is already just like so humbling that I really thought I knew things. Or the fact that I found 3 and kind of thought like, yeah, you did that. I was not going frame by frame.
It's very hard to kind of figure out what that is. At some angles, it sort of looks maybe like some hearts, but the colorization there is blue. So a whole row of blue video screens with the same thing on them kind of gives 1989 vibes. Now, I know some people thought the 052220, whatever the number is on the equipment, was significant, but you'll see that number change throughout the video, so I personally don't think there's any deeper meaning.
That's what I was going to say, like, some things I do believe are Easter eggs, but then sometimes you have to just acknowledge that sometimes not everything is going to be an Easter egg here.
There. Now, when Joey tries to...
Like, just because something was blue, I don't know if that means 1989.
The coach gets shocked like electric touch, which is the vault track.
I said that, or I said something about that. I think I called a Ready For It reference, but...
Then a purple light...
I claimed that one, that was right.
Purple is obviously the color associated with this album, and you'll see it a lot in this video. Then we see Taylor locked in her vault with lyrics written on her arm like she used to do when she was on tour back in...
I called that one too.
In the day, and it's the lyrics to Long Live. Now, she's worn many gold dresses throughout the years, but this is the same gold dress and black boot combo she wore on the Speak Now tour, also complete with the 13 on her hand and the curly hair.
I think I called out the 13
too. She also looks like she has painted nails that look black like Reputation, but the color grading and lighting of the scene kind of make it hard to exactly tell, because sometimes, you know, blue looks black too. Now, on the walls, you'll see lots of tally marks. Now, I'm not about to sit and
there's no way someone counted that.
Count every one of these tally marks, and I doubt they show you enough of a full shot of each
okay,
wall
good.
so you can actually
I was about to say
count. But my guess of what these tally marks represent, obviously because when you're stuck in a cell or whatever, you usually will keep track of the days, is maybe how many days since Speak Now originally came out back in October 25th, 2010, leading up to July 7th, 2023, which would be like 4,638 days or something like that. I googled it. But the other option here is that maybe it's the number of days since her masters were...
I was about to say that, like, why would she have been counting down over a decade before this even became a thing? I would think that if these numbers are a reference, that it would only have been like the day that I found out that I no longer own my music, or that I can't own my music, is when like that countdown to me should start. That's when she effectively not put herself, but got put into this type of like vault.
Then she lost ownership, which was 2019. Now, like
that
I said,
makes more
purple
sense
is very
to me.
much a theme throughout this video, and it's the color of the lasers that Joey makes her way through. Now, she looks like a badass here, and it's pretty standard for any heist scene to have a scene like this where you're moving in and out of lasers. But Swifties have figured out it's very reminiscent of a sketch Taylor did when she played the iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Oh, someone on my comment section put that too. I don't remember exactly who it was, but they couldn't remember the era that it came from, but they remember it being from a commercial, so you were right.
In support of what album? 1989. Also, the way that Joey blows the powder is very much like Taylor in that sketch, as well as Selena in the Bad Blood music video.
Wow.
Joey then enters a room.
These really go deep, don't they?
With tons of Taylor's old outfits.
I called that purple dress out, so.
And other things from the Speak Now era. Now, I'm not going to go into each one by one because there's a...
That's surprising, no shade to you, but like, you were just talking about the numbers on the wall. The 4 dresses seem like they would be more opportunities to talk about.
Ton of outfits and things in here, but some of the things you'll see include Speak Now tour outfits, obviously, the balcony that she floated above the sky with, you know.
Someone told me that in my comments too.
That was also in the Bejeweled music video. We have the Back to December tour dress.
Where was that in the Bejeweled video?
And piano, the red guitar that's featured in the live shot on the Speak Now live CD and DVD. There's
a Speak Now live CD. That's cool. I should have listened to that sometimes. I could have done that in my videos. No one told me. Not that it's y'all's responsibility, but
the blue belt
I didn't know.
Cover art of Speak Now when it was released as a single, as well as the white ruffled dress from the Mean music video and cover art. Now we could go on here for...
I kind of missed everything about the Mean video. Like, I basically remember nothing.
But I will spare you of that. I'm sure someone has a breakdown of it all, but I'll show some also here on screen. But the way that these outfits and things are displayed in these cases is very much
crazy
like...
that she actually kept all of that stuff too, because like, that era was in 2010. That's been, what, 13 years?
The visuals that you'll see on stage currently during the Eras tour when Taylor performs Look What You Made Me Do. Joey King then passes by the dress she wore in the Mean music
That's
video.
crazy.
A picture of her and Taylor in the case, and you'll also see a banjo, which is not exactly like the one from the Mean music video, but it's close enough. I feel like since Joey ends up using it as a weapon and smashing it, I doubt they wanted the real one.
I said that about the banjo, but I remembered it more from the live performance from the Grammys, not in the video.
Now we then see that Taylor is locked in this vault. Now the whole vault thing is giving Look What You Made Me Do vibes.
Oh,
Obviously.
I didn't even think about that. I remember that vault.
In there with her new photo for Speak Now Taylor's version. That's the only thing that's in there with her. Now there are 5 guys that end up running towards Joe.
I think it would have been really cool if this video would have came out before the album came out, because I feel like these Easter eggs would have made sense to before you had the album, like being able to see the title. I mean, the cover of the Speak Now album in this music video would have been a really cool reveal.
Joey.
Also, I mentioned these 5 people, but I thought it was nothing.
And
so.
Taylor Lautner. And Taylor's 5th album is 1989. Now this whole fight scene just gives
Is everything a 1989 reference? I don't know.
bad blood vibes, especially with, the briefcase.
I guess
being
so.
Used as the
Who am I to
weapon.
say?
Now,
I don't
Taylor
know.
Lautner gets to show off his martial arts skills, because really that's one of the main things you know about him besides acting is that he does martial arts, including him using a bow staff. But the main one
Shark Boy!
that him using this bow staff reminds people of is his SNL monologue when he showed what he'd do to Kanye after the infamous VMA moment to protect Taylor. Now I will say
That's a cool Easter egg. He did that to protect Taylor on SNL, then redid it in her music video. That's actually a really cool Easter egg then.
that there are a few outfits I think in this place that aren't from the Speak Now era that represent other albums she still has left to release her versions of. Correct me if I'm wrong here, but you can kind of spot one in the background here that reminds me of debut album, and it's the hoodie and jeans, which remind me of Taylor's iconic Should Have Said No ACM performance.
Is that an iconic performance? Should I react to that whenever we eventually get to that album?
I really feel like I need them.
I would say I would put it in my notes app, but I kind of forget to reference it, so someone will need to remind me when we get to that track.
To release this video in 8K so I can zoom in and clearly identify every outfit here, because there's got to be some others in here, right, that maybe aren't Speak Now era? But let's move on from there. After defeating the bad guys, Lautner and Joey head to the vault.
That's
where
when she
we
looks like
see
Spider-Woman.
Taylor put her ear to the vault to listen to them. This is kind of giving me 1989 vibes here when she used to do like this motion right here, and yes, I know this one's very much a stretch, and this is
Okay, at least you're aware, because like some of these are like...
filming is really late at night delusional.
I feel that. I have done that
Three
sometimes.
explosives on the vault with there being 3 for
But sometimes you get your best videos when you're a little delusional.
Speak Now, and they even glow purple. Now I saw a few people mention that when Joey turns on the blowtorch, it's blue for 1989, but that's just how fire is, unfortunately.
Yeah,
The
I don't-
hottest fire is blue, and that's what naturally comes out of like blowtorches and stuff. So
Yeah, I don't think that one's a
I don't
reference to
think
anything.
That's actually one. But back to, how I mentioned the vault gives people Look What You Made Me Do vibes. Well, the way that Joey is on top of it opening the vault very much looks like what Taylor did in that
Okay, they're like not doing the same pose at all.
music video.
Are they?
Now, while the blowtorch flame being blue couldn't really be helped, maybe this one is a little more believable, because when they blow the door off the vault and Taylor emerges from it, in there it kind of ends up turning blue, maybe hinting at 1989
I thought it looked more green because this whole video looks like it has a green filter.
now being the next one stuck in the vault to emerge. Now, as our trio escape, we see all the Speak Now era stuff being destroyed, and the only thing to make it out is Taylor.
See, that's like a green filter.
The new version of Speak Now, obviously besides the other 2 people. So there's no more stolen Speak Now era. They then jump into the van, or should I say
Getaway car. I said
as
that.
They cross a bridge, and you'll see on that bridge.
I'm mad that I missed this because when I posted the video, I didn't notice this, and then when y'all called it out, I went back to the video and saw it, and I was like, it wasn't obvious to me in the moment, but now that I know about it, I'm like, how did I not see that?
Bridge is a sign that says 1-9-
See, that's a real Easter egg, I believe.
Hinting that 1989 Taylor's version will be the next release, which people have been thinking for a while, and it's kind of supported lately by the picture she posted for the 4th of July with, the Polaroids.
Oh, okay,
and the
so
4th of July party.
Shinedown Media made this before the actual announcement, so she was onto something.
But also,
She was.
we have her crossing a bridge. Now, people have been saying that they think that maybe that looks like New York in the back, but they did film this in Liverpool, so I don't know. we'll see. But maybe it is Welcome to New York vibes.
Why would...
But also I just like that she's crossing a bridge because we know Taylor's the queen of riding bridges. There is another Taylor music video that ends with her kind of running away in a getaway car, which is Wildest Dreams off of 1989, which also just made
haven't seen that one yet.
Coincidence. But yeah, another jam-packed music video from Taylor Swift with the...
Alright, again, thank you so much for this person. I definitely do not want to take credit for anything that they said. I just really wanted to watch it with you guys. So if you're interested in that person's video, please don't abandon me, because she makes so much better videos. But you know, like, I definitely would recommend her video. It seems like it was she worked very hard on that. So she has 400,000 subscribers, so I'm sure she knows exactly what she's doing. But thank you so much for watching. Let me know if any of these were things that you didn't notice in the first go around, but I just wanted to kind of circle back on this video. So just thank you again, and I'll see you in our next video.